Hey, how you guys doing? So I know a lot of you had questions about that Link Live Love app. So I'm going to try to explain as much as I know at this moment, so I don't have 5,000 questions about it. So first and foremost, I recently did a video about the characters, so if you want to learn more about the characters, the sub-units, the songs that they have, the seiyus, all that kind of stuff, I'll give you a link for you to watch it. This video is not going to cover that too much. This is going to be strictly about that app. So the first two questions that I know a lot of you are going to ask is A, when is it coming out, and B, is there going to be a global release? First and foremost, when is the release? They mentioned this a while ago. They're slating for April 2023. So they're not that far off, and I'm going to their website, which is in Japanese, so I'm using Google Translate. So again, that explains why some things don't translate very well, but it's the best I can do. But yeah, it's going to be relatively soon. As for is there a global release, I have not seen anything that indicated that, and I don't know if we ever will. The hope is we will, though part of my speculation as why there might not be one is that because a lot of these activities are focusing on interacting directly with the characters as they do a live stream, and if you don't understand Japanese, it's kind of going to be hard for you to get a lot of enjoyment of it because you don't know what the heck they're saying, and I don't know if they're going to go way out of their way to add subtitles. The hope is they could, and maybe they will, but we don't know yet. But then if they were to release it late, then are they going to go back in time and slowly release live streams behind schedule? I don't know. It's kind of going to be weird, but fingers crossed that it's coming inevitably or eventually. But for right now, let's just focus on this app. So this is their site, and they have a bunch of different sections. So if you want to go visit the site, I'll give you a link. You can also look at the story and members, etc. But I'm going to focus on the app system right here. So this is the system introduction. So here we got an image of that home screen right here. So we got the image of one of the girls here. It looks pretty dang nice, honestly. I really like that art. But I guess they kind of try to make it almost feel like a home screen of your phone, and trying to get that kind of feeling here. And then you have a bunch of your apps here where you can go do that. And this is going to be hosting a bunch of different activities, so it's not just going to be like Squall Festival. It's not just going to be a card collecting game, but it's a huge host of activities that are going to have there. They do have their own currency, which I'll talk about as well. But you can probably collect cards. Maybe there's a rhythm game aspect. There's a live streaming aspect. Maybe they have stories. They have a shop, etc. So it's going to be an application to host everything for them. So it is going to be an app that does a lot. So for example, here is some of the stuff that you get to see from that. You get to see there's a quest life, daily life, grade life, and some stuff like that. So this is where you're gonna have all those cards, if you can see at the bottom, that you can collect. The usual rarities that we're familiar with. And I'm not sure how the actual gameplay is like, but this looks like there's a game aspect with the cards here. They're calling kind of the musical card game here. They also have the Fast X Live, where they said it delivers nationwide, which I guess it's just Japan if they're referring to nationwide instead of international. But it looks like you're going to have kind of a live video stream, because you see they show that there, this is live. Although I don't know if they're going to be actually doing this live like VTubing, or if they're going to pre-record this and then stream it live. But it looks like it's gonna. We already know they have 3D models. They're gonna have stages and probably dancing, and it looks like you will have some way to interact with them. And that's here, right here. So as far as I know, they said you could also manipulate your pen light colors. I guess if you depend here, you can send cheers potentially by hitting that button. I guess they have a gift, so if you wanted to like donate money, perhaps, because that's what you kind of do, or maybe you spend your in-game currency and just give it to them. And maybe you get like a kind of like a super chat in YouTube or something, or like Twitch, you get like a message up there that shows out. But otherwise, you kind of live stream. You have a bunch of people who can talk on there and etc. And you can talk as the video goes on. Which again, part of the thing is like if you only know English, how this is gonna work so well. I don't know. You're not gonna understand as much, and I don't know if people will be able to interact as well with you. But that's kind of an idea. And they also show that they're gonna have kind of live streams, not necessarily daily, but they are going to have this relatively frequently, and you can interact with girls. So especially if you have a favorite girl, you can go watch all of hers, or if you want, you can watch all of them. But they said they also are going to have 3D stories where they have go and interact almost kind of like anime-esque. I don't think it's going to be quite like that per se, but you have the girls interacting and talking and etc. And they do have subtitles, but it's in Japanese, so I don't know how useful that would be for all of you, but stuff like this, I don't see why they couldn't subtitle in other languages, potentially, in the future. But beyond that, they do have this thing where he says you can click here for pre-registration. So that's this right here. You get to see this is the image I believe they're going to be using for the application. And more or less they're saying, depending on the amount of people that pre-register, you can get rewards if you're one of those people who signs up. They call it the CISC, I think. That's the premium currency that you'll have. So kind of like how I had Love Gems before. So you'll get 800 of those for, I believe that's 50,000 people that signs up. I think it's 5 times, this is 10,000, and that's people. I don't know, my Japanese ain't that great. But then if you get more people, you'll get super rare. And then more premium currency, you'll get the other super rare. This is Awoke, that's the song that they have from the orchestra, I believe is what they're called. And then if you go all the way to 50, 10,000, or 500,000, I believe how it is, then you can get any one of the launch implementation ultra rares. So you get ultra of your choice, I believe is what they're saying here. But then there's also other details talking about the pre-registration. But yeah, that's about what all we know so far for this application. So it's not that far off, and we now know about the girls. So this looks pretty interesting, and maybe it'll force some of us to learn Japanese, or maybe we'll just have to wait if you are not willing to go over that cumbersome hurdle. But let me know what you guys think about this application so far. Are you looking forward to this? I'll definitely try it out, and I'll be extremely lost, but I'll definitely try it out. And I don't know, I see these girls have some promise, and there's a lot of things that they can do here. Here's about the live streams and how good they look, but the songs that we have listened to so far, they're pretty decent, honestly. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video soon.